Is this video for sailing and entertainment purposes only? You're dang skippy it is.
We together initiated a troll, and that's what we were doing, just to see if we could get some kind of reaction back.
Because they're not real.
This is Amberlynn is one of the most manipulative people I have ever met.
She's gonna have a field day with this.
Do you have to be trying to chase after a married woman?
You've been watching Amberlynn Reid? What? Excuse me.
Me and Erica have been married for 9 years, and lo and behold, she was talking to AKA Tommy the entire time she was talking to Erica. 16 hours after I caught the whole thing, Tommy was already with a plane ticket.
Isn't this a surprise?
Amberlynn had an imaginary relationship with a person that she absolutely did not know, and now she's just using that to make money.
Yeah, I'm just coming on here to say womp womp. Don't be throwing nuts at me. I know what you're thinking.
Hello everybody. In today's video, for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing, you heard it here last, we are going to be discussing Apathetic Facts' interview with Valentine and her wife. This is a completely new, different interview than the one that they gave Jordy. If you're like in Medias Kermit, in Medias Reyes, in Fair Verona, where we lay our Kermits, and you have no idea what's going on, here is a short version. First of all, I already did a video about this. I will link it down, somewhere here. Also, please check out Apathetic Facts' video and, oh lordy, it's Jordy's interview with Amberlynn's ex-girlfriend. You will definitely enjoy it. Okay, so here's what's going on. Amberlynn was dating a woman named Valentine from September until June. She said that she cheated on her and she dumped her on June 15th, which was not true at all. So she 100% lied about the cause of her breakup. I had said for a long time that I believed that Valentine was someone who was trolling her and a real person and FaceTiming her and texting her, but just trolling her. Most people didn't believe me, and here we are. That is exactly the case, okay? It's exactly the case. So what had happened was when Amberlynn started dating Tommy and obviously got herself into an outrageously inappropriate situation on the internet, in order to stick it to Mr. Snowflake, who theorized that Tommy and Valentine are the same person, Amberlynn decided to release private information about Valentine. Now, at this point, Valentine doesn't want to be hidden. The way that this interview differs from the first interview is that towards the end, there is quite a bit of content and quite a bit of a straight-out interview with Valentine's wife. Amberlynn Reid was aware that Valentine was married, and the worst part for me is that Amberlynn went on the internet and asked for sympathy on TikTok and said that she was cheated on and that she broke up with Valentine, when Valentine clearly explains that that is not the case, and Amberlynn was the other woman, in my personal opinion. Valentine was cheating with you. No one cheated on you. You were the other woman. To go online and ask for sympathy for something that never happened is really, really wrong. It's typical Amberlynn Reid. Also, I just wanted to say, do you see this nice Kermit? Have you been watching my videos and you're like, I really, really, really want to get a Kermit? Here's an affiliate little pop-up view products tab. If you would like to purchase a Kermit and be happy like I am with my Kermits, go ahead and do so. That's an affiliate link. All right, we're going to get into it. There is coming a part 3. So everything I'm sharing with you is just for entertainment purposes only. I am sharing my own opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information made public first by public figures, or people made this public before I talked about it, okay? I would urge you to please do not go to these people's channels. Please do not leave them mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Entertainment purposes only.
We saw one of Amberlynn's posts talking about masculine women, and Brittany looked at me and I looked at her and I was like, what if I messaged her? Right? So our first message was, I was like, I think I said like masculine women, ? For a while, back and forth, just like talking. And then, of course it started becoming a problem, between Brittany and I, because I was like, apparently, I guess her true colors were showing, whatever. She did ask if I was with anyone, and so I had talked to Brittany, and I was like, what should I tell her? And Brittany was like, tell her that, like, we're still technically married, but that, we aren't, like, technically together, but we're, like, by law still married. So I gave her that story and rode with it for a while.
So, do you guys remember how I've been saying for a year and a half that Amberlynn Reid can no longer get a regular partner to move in with her and drive her to Target and take care of her, which is what she's really looking for, right? Remember how I said that she can't even pull in a regular partner anymore? And I said that I thought it was because she overshared on the internet, said she needed help in certain areas of the, apartment, and just basically overshared a lot. Remember how I always said that? There's a reason for that, because I saw that she was clearly being trolled. It was obvious to me, and that this person wasn't meeting up with her. This is like the heart of it all. Amberlynn Reid is only going for married women now because she is so desperate, because she needs to show the internet that someone claimed her. She's immediately in love with these women. What you will hear in this interview will, like, literally, I don't want to say it'll blow you away, because if you understand who Amberlynn Reid is, you'll expect it. But she would stop this person from trying to break up with her. She would demand to know private, personal details of this person's, life with their wife. Like, how scary and weird. When will you stop lying on the internet about all of these women? Like, see, she always pretends that all these women want her and all these women are trolling her. And the reason why she hasn't been able to find a regular partner to be with who is like genuine towards her, in my opinion, is because of how she treats people and how she has said too much. She has let on the internet way too much, and everybody already knows how she is, and she shouldn't have done that if she wanted a partner. Remember all the year that I was telling you that she can't get a regular partner and people are going to troll her? Here you go.
And of course I do deserve this backlash that I'm getting, because I trolled her for a while. And just kind of like get like a kick out of it, whatever. It's Amberlynn Reid. I wasn't a big fan of her for a very long time, and she does know. I openly told her, Amberlynn, that I used to watch her and I disliked her extremely at one point.
Let me see if I can get this straight. This person was trolling Amberlynn like I told you that they were. This person was trying to get a kick out of it. Like, I had told you for years that one day she was going to meet someone that was going to be way different. Somebody that was going to totally troll her. Remember I used to tell you, she's going to meet someone who is going to troll her really badly for a long time. You're going to meet the real haters, right? Okay. But the best part, well, this is not the best part of the interview, but one of the best parts for me is that this person was honest with Amber, said they were married, and said how much they supposedly used to dislike her, but it was obvious that they disliked her. And Amberlynn still stayed in a relationship with this person that she knew didn't like her, and because everything was said to her openly. So listen, girly pops. Amberlynn knew this person was married and knew this person did not like her. Everything was told to her openly. And she still dumped her best friend, for this person that didn't like her and was obviously openly married. That is the definition of desperation. Every single time she says to us, oh, well, I have so much to do during the day. I go out all the time. I have so many friends. It's obvious that it's a lie. And you know what I don't understand? And I've said this before. Why not just say, hey, I don't have a lot of friends. I'm a little lonely. I like to talk to my viewers. I think her audience would understand, because it's common sense and obvious that that's what's going on. But deeper than that, there's nothing wrong with not having friends. There's nothing wrong with being single. A lot of people are loners. A lot of people prefer being single. I have so many people in my comment section say that you're very happily single. I've told you this before. Your single days, in my opinion, are going to be like some of the best days of your life. You just have to trust me on this, and it's going to be a time when you figure out what you want. But because she wants to seem wanted by the haters, let me tell you something, Amberlynn, because I know, of course, you don't watch these reaction videos. Haters don't care. People that dislike your content and see you for who you are as a human being, as a person, they don't care if you're wanted or not. So to stay with someone who was married and told her how much they didn't like her and pretend she was in a loving romantic relationship, make it make sense. How creepy.
And of course she wasn't too fond of that. So the conversation continued, and then it got, kind of out of hand. Also, I'd like to point out that while I was talking to Amberlynn, she was talking to a girl named that was also married. I don't know like the full details behind that whole situation. I just know that I was kind of like the back burner person of this whole triangle that she had going on.
You know what would be great, my favorite girly pops? Is if the other married woman that was involved with Anne Boleyn would come out and expose her. So I have a feeling that we're not done yet. It would be so phenomenally amazing if numerous different girls exposed Anne Boleyn. You know, I have to tell you something. I've been doing this for 11 years. This is the 11th year that I make YouTube videos. And although I didn't immediately right away start doing drama videos, I have a lot of experience at this point doing drama videos, a lot. And I've literally heard it all. And I could tell you that I've talked about tons of different people. I have never, in my experience at this job for years, seen anyone be constantly exposed by the people that they were in, you know, relationships with. That's because it doesn't really happen, because most people do not treat others as terrible as Anne Boleyn treats people. To go and dox her name on the internet like that, okay, to facilitate this type of a response only to create a diversion so everyone would stop paying attention to your relationship. People have not forgotten about who you're involved with and your relationship. People have not forgotten that. And, you know, some of you have said in the comment section to me, like, oh, well, you know, like, this is suspicious. She wanted this to happen. I can assure you of one thing. She wanted to create a diversion, in my opinion. And these are all my opinions, of course, not facts. And she definitely wanted to 150%, in my opinion, shift the focus from her partner to Valentine. But now that everyone knows that you communicate with married women and get into relationships with married women, I have to tell you something. There is no coming back from that. The bar was obviously on the ground. It didn't exist. But man, did you... I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. So she was involved with 2 married women and told this woman that she was involved with married women. By the way, do you remember when Anne Boleyn doing Instagram Q&As and she said that she was speaking to 3 separate people? Do you remember that? She was speaking to 3 separate people. So she also said that she had told Valentine, you know, her girlfriend, about it. So all the people you were speaking to were married. You can't even get a person that's single to be interested in you. That sounds like you need to work on yourself and stop trying to steal people's wives. I knew she was a cheater. It was obvious she was a cheater. And now there's proof. And by the way, I don't think what Valentine did was right. I've said it in my other video. I don't think it's right to troll people. But Anne Boleyn is getting exactly what she put out. You get what you Kermit. Karma's a Kermit, okay? Only dealing with married people. How inappropriate and weird is that? Look at how differently this screenshot hits when I read it out to you. 12/16/2023. Ask me something. What's your favorite thing about each crush? Crush number 1, I can be 100% myself with them and they'll never judge me. Number 2, how much we communicate. That's important to me. Number 3, they like to ask questions and understand the situation I'm feeling. Most of them were married. 2 of them were married. Are you not embarrassed?
Like, she was talking to another girl named, she was telling me about how she was crazy over her and blah, blah, blah. And then it just, we kind of just like started talking more and more and more. And then, you know, my wife was like, hey, you know, I don't want you talking to her anymore. So there was a time where we didn't talk, but shortly after did start talking again. I'm not a good person for like doing this. We kept talking. She started becoming really possessive. She started, you know, talking about Brittany, how I always choose her first and that I won't be her girlfriend and I wouldn't choose her. And so on, I think it was like Valentine's Day or whatever, she was giving me a hard time about it. And it more so felt forced. And that was through text. So if she tries to show those texts, you'll see that that was a forced agreement for me and her to be in a relationship. And so I was like, so what would this relationship be?
You know, this is probably the most important thing that gets said in this interview. And it wasn't like really made clear, in my opinion, in the other interview that I talked about. So when Anne Boleyn and Valentine decided to be in a relationship, it was a forced agreement through text. Anne Boleyn forced Valentine to be in a relationship with them. Does that sound familiar? Like, does that sound familiar where Amberlynn forces people to be in relationships? Because that is exactly what Beck said. Beck has a video on Amber's channel where they say, like, oh, I didn't want to be in a relationship. Amberlynn kept pushing the issue and I pretty much had to agree or I was never going to talk to her again. How weird is that? So basically what Valentine has confirmed is that the majority of people, I feel like, my opinion, that Amberlynn dates are like kind of forced into relationships. Like pretty much Amberlynn keeps harping and harassing them and demanding that they get into a relationship with them. Amberlynn, that's really unhealthy. That proves that no one wants to be in a relationship with you. And more than that, it really proves how at the end of the day, you are not who you appear to be. You keep saying that you're so wanted, but you're not. You have to pretty much make people and demand that people get into relationships with you. That's not how relationships are supposed to flow. The key word is flow. People are supposed to both enjoy each other's company so much that they want to be with each other, you know, like Valentine and her wife. So to me, this is important, but it's nothing that I didn't know. A lot of people come here to these type of videos and they take Amber's side without understanding that a lot of us have been here for a long time. She is not genuine if she is making people get into relationships with her. And then the worst part is lie to her audience. And this is really important what I'm about to say. Listen to this. Remember when Beck got a girlfriend and Destiny got married? Beck and Destiny being Amber's exes. You remember that? Okay. The amazing part about it was that Amberlynn went on the internet immediately and said, I have a little love life. I have a little love life. Yeah. Who says I'm single? And do you remember what I said? The videos are all still there. I said, no, you are single. Let me put it to you this way. You know how I knew in that instant she was a lie? When a person is in a relationship, they don't describe it as, oh, I have a little love life. See, the issue is that she's a manipulator of language. So she couldn't come out and say, I'm in this deep, loving relationship because she knew the woman was married. So she called it a love life. Yeah. I've met people like Amberlynn Reid before. That's why I can see right through her. So making people get into relationships with them. Great. What's next?
In depth with each other, and I was actually starting to second guess like her as a person. You know, maybe the haters are wrong.
No.
You know, maybe she isn't a bad person, because the side that I saw of her wasn't the person that I saw on YouTube. Like the side she gave of me was different. So I don't know if that's like manipulation. We said things we shouldn't have said to each other. I never said anything bad about my wife to her. That's one thing that really made her upset, was like, if anything, like, you know, my wife had switched jobs and she tried to, like, Amberlynn tried to say, oh, you know, your wife's at home more, because there, you know, she took some time off, and Amberlynn was upset because my wife was home more and I couldn't talk to her much. And she said, oh, well, she quit her job because she's being a baby and, you know, a bigger pay raise, you know, and a better opportunity. It's not because she's being a baby.
Yes, Valentine, it is 150,000% manipulation. When someone is one way on YouTube, that's supposed to be a channel about their life, and a totally different way, don't worry, the haters were not wrong. Yes, it's manipulation. She manipulated you from day one. And in the other, even though you trolled her, she was all interested in manipulating, getting her way. How sad is it? How sad is it that she called the wife names because the wife dared to be in her own home because she took a job for a pay raise to be at home and do the job from home? Honestly, this was already covered in the other interview. I'm not spending a lot of time on it. Yes, Amberlynn, the woman that needs her mommy to do everything, is calling someone else a baby.
Talked about, like, if my wife came into conversation, I was talking about her in a more positive light. And my wife is not some crazy person that Amberlynn is saying. I looked off, like I was looking at my phone. She would always question me. She was like wanting me to send screenshots of like my inbox and my text messages and stuff, and like who I'm talking to and things of that nature. Like, she was kind of becoming possessive, and she was questioning me all the time. So, you know, she was like, why don't you leave the house, go to the store or something so you can call me? And I'm like, no, like, my wife has 360. So me and my wife have 360, and we know where each other are at any given time. So, you know, it's not like I'm running around doing crazy stuff. So she made the comment saying, I need you to put me on Life 360. So I was like, no, not going to do that. A couple weeks go by and she's still pestering me about it. And I agreed to it. And she was Googling every address I would go to. And I did something stupid and say she casted a spell on me, but she, like, you know, it was almost like manipulation.
I love it when magic gets involved. Get your own channel, magic. Unfortunately, for all the magic lovers out there, this is not a magical spell, my dears. Oh no, it's a little bit worse than that. It's manipulation. The thing is that, did you all get that? Did you hear that, my squirrely pops and girly pops? It's an amazing, embarrassing time to be alive. Anne Boleyn wanted to be put on this app, 360 app, to know every single move of her partner. And she was upset that Valentine did not speak ill of her wife. Can someone please explain to me how this woman went on the internet, not Valentine, Anne Boleyn Reid, and said, oh my God, I have a little love life, you know? Oh, I love you, baby. Thank you for sending this to me. We're in a wonderful relationship. Oh no, she cheated on me. The arc is over. Cheated on you? You were the other woman the whole time. How dare you? There's nothing else I could say. Slander Valentine on the internet and say that she cheated on you with her wife. Sweetheart, there's no such thing as cheating on the other woman with the wife. The wife is the original, the OG. I mean, okay, who smells an emergency vet visit with Twinkie? Who thinks Anne Boleyn is going to the ER? Who thinks something soul crushing is happening in the family? What's going to be Amber Lynn's way to get out of this? You know what, Amber? Here's some advice. Go live every day. Prove all the haters wrong. Go live. Come on. Are you going to take that from Valentine? Come on. We need to hear your story. I'm sorry. I can't even make it believable. No, we don't. I don't care. But, you know, some encouragement to Anne Boleyn Reid. Seriously, though, you do need to go live, because what are you going to do? Do a pre-recorded video with the comments turned off? This woman thinks that she's Karina Kaboom circa 2016. Anyways, Mike Herman made me say that. Not really. That was me. Anyway, so she was stalking out her whole life. She was stalking out the wife's life. She was sending gifts to the wife's house. She was trying to find out and Googling, how creepy is this? Googling every single location that Valentine went to. In the other video, in the other interview with Jordy, we had discussed that these people lived very far away in a different state from Anne Boleyn. So while she was, oh my God, I'm going out with my mom to bingo, she was like massively Googling behind the scenes, you know, where Valentine was like going to get like a bite to eat. That's super creepy. Controlling, manipulative. Stop when I say something that isn't true. And my favorite part is that Valentine confirmed that Anne Boleyn has always had girls in the DMs, like I told you for years. Guess Kermit Kaboom strikes again, not my name.
At its finest. And I will say that woman is a professional. There was times where I was like questioning my reality, like when we talked, we sent pictures, whatever. She knew where I was. She asked where I was going. She was always questioning me. She would ask me, when was the last time I kissed my wife? I need to tell her every time I kiss my wife. I need to tell her every time because she eventually found out that me and my wife were not like technically married, that we were married and we did have an active relationship and that we have been together for a long time and that we were, you know, affectionate, you know, everything like that. And she was upset about it.
This person, Valentine, is saying that she's never pretty much been this manipulated in her whole life and that Anne Boleyn is pretty much a master manipulator. Beck told you that. I told you that, okay? Just because her manipulation doesn't work on a lot of people, it has still worked on a lot of other different people. Also, so being so upset that your girlfriend is being affectionate towards her wife when you lie to your audience and say that you're in a relationship. So think about it. Think about this. Every single time she mentioned Valentine on her channel, that woman was affectionate with her wife. Every single time Anne Boleyn said that she loved and, oh, I know you're watching, Valentine. I love you, babe. This woman was spending time with her wife. Every single time Anne Boleyn lied and said that she wasn't single, that woman was with her wife. Just not okay. Over and over again, expecting different results. So you keep talking to different married women. Valentine said you talked to one woman, you were talking to her, they're all married, and you're angry that these people are engaging with their wives. How about you get someone who's single? Why are you trying to ruin other people's homes? And by the way, this is very important. Looking at it from Amber Lynn's perspective, she knew that she was married and believed that she was in a real relationship, right? So yes, Valentine was trolling her and didn't care whatever was trolling her, but Amber believed that it was real and still was trying to wreck the home of these two people. And I've said it again, and I'm going to say it again and again. Yes, what Valentine did was not right, and this person clearly is, admitting what they did was wrong. It's wrong to troll people. But why is it okay for Amber Lynn to try to break up a whole home?
Giving you all this information. I'm hoping that, this gets the people off of my wife's back. If anything, like June 9th. I'm sitting, this is the time frame where I'm kind of like trying to push Amberlyn away. Like, not really talking to her much. I was trying to like let her down easy and like not being like, okay, we need to end things. Cause I tried to multiple times and she would like literally FaceTime me and show her whole face crying, her makeup. She would send me crazy videos of her and song. She was begging for me not to end things. And she claims that I was like cheating on her, but she was wanting me to give her information, about my wife, and of course I didn't tell her every single time. Like, I didn't feel like that was necessary at all. But when she would ask, I'd tell her, back off, whatever. She messaged me on the day my uncle, I had a mental breakdown in the Taco Bell parking lot, getting food. I'm having a mental breakdown, and I told her I needed time. And I told her, like, hey, this is a whole ordeal for me. Like, I'm trying to figure things out with the family, figure things out with this, that, and the third. And then she's wondering, she's more concerned about if I miss us.
So Amber Lynn, we talked about this in the other video, completely ignored the passing of Valentine's uncle and made it all about herself. Who seriously asks their partner, oh my God, do you miss us? Do you thinking about you and me when they have like a sad and somber event in their life like that? This is nothing new. Not only did we discuss it in the other video, but it was obvious that Amber Lynn never gave a Kermit about Beck's mother's passing. I said it before, and I'm never going to change my mind on it. My opinion is she was happy that Beck's mom passed on, and I will never, ever, ever change my mind. There's not a single Kermit in here that could change my mind on that. She's just callous. She doesn't care about other people. She only cares about herself. As far as the obsession of you need to tell me when you're affectionate and when you're doing whatever with your wife, it's not just creepy and giving me bad vibes, but like, think about it. This woman went on the internet and said extensively that she had a love life, that she was in love with a, wonderful partner, and I love you so much, and blah, blah, blah. When the woman was giving her like some type of a play-by-play, sometimes when she was with her wife, how creepy and weird is that? And Valentine is not wrong for that. Amber Lynn is wrong for that, for asking and accepting this nonsense, okay? Because she wanted to be the only one. You'll never be the only one. People dump you, and you never even have your partner be the only one. You always have people in the DMs. As far as you see what Valentine said, that whenever Valentine tried to break up with Amber Lynn, she would send her crying FaceTimes. Yeah, manipulation 101. Like, you basically have to force people to be in relationships with you, and you have to badger them into staying with you. That's not a real relationship. They don't really want to be with you.
Like, me and her. She's like, do you miss us? Do you miss me? Are we still together? And I'm like, I don't think that, we should do this. And, hey, you don't deserve this. And, no one else deserves this. She said, okay, friends it is. So I don't know who broke up with who. I basically told her, like, I couldn't do this anymore. And so she's saying that she broke up with me. That's fine. She can say whatever she wants, but I wanted to get my story out to you. She would not stop messaging me. From June 9th up until, what was it? June 23rd? 16th. Oh no, June 16th. she would
I
not.
think it was sometime between the 16th and the 23rd.
Oh, no. We broke June 9th. My uncle died. We broke up on the 16th. So I was trying to ignore her and, you know, kind of like let it die out, you know, let someone else find her. And me and Brittany are in the bedroom, you know, trying to watch a movie. And like, I told her I'm watching a movie. And this is kind of like where, you know, the truth came out. And Brittany like was like, who are you talking to? And I told her, I said, you know, Amberlynn won't leave me alone, basically. Like, will not leave me alone. I was trying to give her every excuse I could to not talk to her anymore. You know, she did know partially it was supposed to be a troll. It was supposed to be a joke. It was supposed to be this, that, and the third. Like, saying flirtatious stuff to each other, things like that. Like, basically like cheating, like having a emotional cheating relationship.
So Amberlynn continuously stalked out Valentine's entire life. What are you doing? Why are you watching a movie? I want to see your inbox emails. I want to Google where you're going. How creepy is that? Controlling, inappropriate. You have continuously lied the type of partner that you are, but it's all out in the open now, even though it was obvious to me who you really are. Also, I find it interesting that Amberlynn said that she broke up with Valentine on June 15th, but yet you heard Valentine say that Amber continued to text her and to contact, you know, Valentine after she supposedly broke up with her. Obviously, as always, your breakup is not mutual, Amberlynn. You got dumped yet again. Amber continues to lie and say that she broke up with somebody. I told you, she would never, ever, ever, ever break up with anyone. Another lie.
Like, well, we need to meet. You know, and I was like, well, when? And she's like, pick a date. And I didn't pick the date. She ended up picking the date. It was August 1st, of course. And she was wanting me to move in and things like that. And so that's how August 1st came about, was, you know, she thought that I was going to leave. And I did, like I did lead her on and basically say, yeah, I'll be there August 1st. Sure, I'll be there August 1st.
Gonna be so messy. Oh my god.
I saw you enjoying your experience.
You know, because she asked every single day. Like, it was if it wasn't every single day, it was every week, multiple times a week. And things got out of hand. You know, if I didn't talk to her she was like clocking me too. Like, if I didn't message her back, she would say, where'd you go? What have you been doing the last 6 minutes? And I'm like, 6 minutes? So I started being stern with her. I was like, you're not gonna time me. Like, this is not what we're doing. Like, we had fights, we had arguments and things like that. And, you know, we had arguments about my wife. We had arguments about, you know, my friends. And apparently, I made her stop talking to her friends. No, she was always telling me about the things that her friends were saying to her. 22 years old, and was mean to Amberlynn and said mean things to her. Oh, and it was Eric and Ricky. Eric and Ricky are the two friends that was at her apartment because, you know, I knew.
Absolutely creepy, and really a great ringing endorsement of a friendship that Eric and Ricky were at your house and you weren't allowed to say. No one is really your friend. Also, apparently Amberlynn has a different friend, not the one that we always talk about, but like another friend who's 22 years old who's mean to Amber, while Amber, by the way, spills all the tea of all of her friends to all of her girlfriends. No one should trust Amberlynn Reid. She's no one's friend. And the people in her life are, in my opinion, like these two new women are... Okay, so yeah, don't trust Amber. I would not trust Amber. Also, so if Amberlynn Reid did not get a text back every 6 minutes, she demanded to know what Valentine was doing. Controlling, manipulative. Beck was correct to Amberlynn Reid's new girlfriend stay very, very, very far away. This is not okay behavior. This is manipulative mistreatment. And ABUSE, you get it. Nothing surprising here.
Friends with this person, you know, I wouldn't even give them the time of day. And then Alexis, she said a bunch of things about Alexis, like personal things about Alexis. I don't want to share it, but like, homegirl thinks Alexis is her best friend in the world. Alexis thinks Amberlynn is her bestest friend in the world. Well, guess what? Like, Amberlynn talked to me saying she gives me the ick and the things she says to me, blah, 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 blah. So I didn't make her stop talking to anybody. Amber made that decision on her own. And she even said on her, she even told me, like, she becomes, like, obsessed with people that she's with, and she tends to cut out her friends. I didn't make her stop talking to anybody.
Okay, what a wild shaka. Amber Lynn has been saying private details of her friends, like her actual friends' life, to her girlfriend at the time, Valentine. Listen, does the fun ever start? You know what I want to talk about? I don't want to talk about how, like, Amber Lynn Reid is a bad friend. Duh. We know Hans Christian Amber Lynn telling us another story yet again. Listen. So, Erica on her Instagram, Erica/Valentine. Okay, I've been calling her Valentine because most people know her as Valentine. Does a lot of, like, gym videos on her Instagram, right? And so, works out and all that other stuff. You know what I want to talk about? Remember when Amber Lynn kept talking about protein and you need the protein, girly pop. Yeah, totally stole somebody else's personality, did we? Yet again. Remember how Amber Lynn said that she doesn't steal her girlfriend's personalities? My opinion, not a fact, but opinion, is that the reason that Amber Lynn was obsessed with consuming protein is because Valentine was into working out and probably, similar situation type deal. Yes, but alas, what a big shocker. Hans Christian Amber Lynn told us yet another fake story. So be careful, everyone that's thinking they're friends with Amber Lynn. Amber Lynn is telling your private personal details. And by the way, to the people that defend Amber Lynn, I want you to understand one thing. If you don't have to believe me, you don't have to agree with me. She does not, in my opinion, care about you. You're just a number to her. Of her subscribers, and at the end of the day, she treats people in the worst way that I have seen anyone ever treat people before. I've met people similar to Amber Lynn, but this type of behavior is just wild.
So this 18-minute phone call that you're going to be getting, it's 18 minutes and 32 seconds long of a discussion between Amber Lynn and my wife on speakerphone. She was trying to tell my wife that I'm crazy and that she was wearing rose-tinted glasses, which, that was a whole ordeal. Stupid, and I regret it, and I wish I never did it. And, of course, I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to sit here and be trolled about something that isn't true. Like, I'm telling my story, and I'm being honest now so that things don't get turned around more than what they already are. And Amber Lynn is a liar.
Isn't this a surprise?
I will confirm that. Tried to get me to move in. I acted like it would happen instead of, and basically giving her false hope. And I should have, like, it's not going to happen. I'm staying with my wife. Like, why would I give up what I have here?
I'm just coming on here to say womp womp.
And come living in a one-bedroom apartment with you whenever all I hear in the background is sirens and people hollering in the streets. Like, that's not where my peace is.
Christmas coming early, girls. So yes, Valentine, she has confirmed that Amber Lynn is a liar. Surprise Pikachu face. What a surprise. I cannot believe that water is wet. Yes, Amber Lynn is a lie. And so basically she continuously trolled and faked her out and gave her wrong fake information about how she was going to move in with her August 1st and was all a troll and a lie, like I told you from the very beginning. By the way, I just wanted to say I'm seeing some comments that people are leaving on my first video that I posted early this morning where some people are like, oh my God, no, you didn't call this. Yes, I did. To the 3 people that are saying that I didn't call it, yeah, I did. I did. I always told you that Amber Lynn Reid was being trolled by a person that did exist, and that it was a person that was texting and FaceTiming her. And that's exactly what happened. I said that the relationship was not what Amber Lynn presented it to be, and it wasn't. It was not a loving romantic relationship. She never met her, and the woman was married. Mic drop. So to the people that are saying that I didn't predict this, my videos are public. To everyone, go and watch them again. Yes, I did predict it. As far as some other comments I'm seeing now on my first video, a lot of you feel that what Valentine did was wrong. And I've already said that extensively in these videos. Yes, it was wrong. It is wrong to troll people. When there's like a term for this, I'm not going to say what it is, but, it's wrong to go into YouTubers' personal lives, blah, blah, blah. My personal opinion is that it is also wrong to date your viewers continuously because you refuse to be rejected on dating sites. And I don't think what Valentine did was cool. And she continues to admit and say terrible things about herself and apologize and say that what she did was not cool. But what Amber Lynn, I'm so sick and tired of people defending Amber. What Amber Lynn did was also not cool. You are a homewrecker. You saw that she was married. And by the way, to the people that love to nitpick every word, oh my God, I love this community. I love all you nitpickers. I used to be nitpicked all the time, and then I got a Kermit, but no, I don't mind nitpickers. I just wanted to tell you, to the people that are hanging on to every single little word that Valentine says and say, oh my God, because I'm literally like doing this video and reading the comments on my other video. Oh my God. But Valentine really liked Amber for a while and had some type of feeling for her. So what? So what that she ended up liking her? She also, if you're going to hang on to every word, you must hang on to this word. She said that she was manipulated. Amberlynn manipulated her. This woman works in a prison, and she says she's never been, Valentine, and she says she never even been in the other video, so manipulated by the inmates as she was by Amberlynn Reid. So yeah, she didn't want to live with you. Nobody wants to live in a 1-bedroom apartment with a person who's a manipulator. I would personally live in a studio apartment with a Kermit. Who's with me?
And it was like I was too deep to get out, that I had to get my own wife to help me. Like, that's where it got to with her. Also, I'd like to add that the day after the first conversation between my wife and Amberlynn, like, as far as, like, you know, you need to leave Erica alone, the day after, you know, I blocked Amberlynn's number, blocked her on everything, deleted her number. I even, like, deleted the, she messaged me on a fake number, but I was really sitting right there during the whole phone call. Apparently, like, she told Amberlynn, yeah, I took her phone, we were at the pool, but we weren't. We were in the bedroom trying to watch a movie. So, she messaged me the next day and said, hey, it's Amberlynn, you know, your wife called me, I didn't know what else to say. Wanted me to unblock her number and call her and then reblock it, basically. Like, you know, like, pretty much, hey, block my number, but unblock it whenever we can talk. So that's what, you know, I didn't respond to that. Like, especially, like, with my wife. Like, she is not the one to blame here, because she didn't know about the, like, 95% of the situation. Like, she knew, like, for, you know, the first little bit of it, because we were trolling her.
Isn't that a surprise? Isn't that a shocker? So Amberlynn told Valentine, please block my number, but just unblock me every once in a while and we could talk. If this is not desperation personified, I don't know what is. So basically, here's the tea. All the rumors about Amberlynn Reid have always been true. They will always be true. And anything you hear is true. You know why? Because that's the whole tea here. You don't need to invent, like, lies about this girl, because res ipsa loquitur, okay? It speaks for itself. The situation will always speak for itself. How desperate do you have to be? You know the woman is married. She dumped you. She broke up with you. You lied to your audience about it for like a month and a half. And then on top of this, you want her to unblock you? When people don't like you, that's a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. When people don't want to have anything to do with you, let them go. Move on with your life.
Honest to God, trolling her, and I was like, you know, I wasn't trying to get money from her. I never asked her for money, so that she said about with money or any, if she said anything about money, I never asked her for money. It's like, use her BPD as a crutch. She says, you know, every time she got upset with me, or if I didn't respond in a timely manner, she would like basically say I'm triggering her. Amberlynn is a pro with her words and how she breaks things down and how she gets in people's heads. I worked in a maximum custody prison, and I dealt with inmates, and I was not manipulated by ever. And yeah, I have no excuse. Again, like, I'm gonna keep saying, like, this was a bad decision.
No, to all the people that don't believe me when I speak, and that's a very slight minority, I just wanted to tell you that you don't ever need to believe me. The fun part about the Amberverse is there's constantly people that have had direct contact with Amberlynn Reid, like, for example, Valentine right here, who tells you that she's a master manipulator. So this woman works in a prison, and no one has ever manipulated her, ever. and just in general, all of the sum of her life experiences, right? She's never been manipulated more so than Amberlynn Reed. How often and how long did I tell you on my channel that I can feel it? As a person that's been around manipulators, do you think Amberlynn doesn't remind me of somebody? She sure does. I can assure you that Amberlynn uses words very carefully. How many times did I tell you that she manipulates language? And here is a person that dated her, directly spoke to her, that says this. I don't know how much more proof y'all need, but get a Kermit if you need more proof. By the way, going forward right now is going to be Valentine / Erica's wife speaking, okay?
So I had noticed that Erica basically had her phone glued to her forehead for months. And, you know, she does a lot of Olympic weightlifting. And I thought, you know, okay, well, she's editing. She switched her phone off real fast. And I was like, no, who are you talking to? And then, you know, it came out that she was still talking to Amber. I had thought that had ended months ago. And yeah, we together initiated a troll. And that's what we were doing, just to see if we could get a some kind of reaction back, some kind of message. And that's as far as it was supposed to go. I have since read through everything that was on Erica's phone, and I am, I'm a therapist. That's what I do. And when I tell you that this is one of the most dangerously manipulative people that I have ever met, Amberlynn is one of the most dangerously manipulative people I have ever met. It's true. What everybody says is true. And, I fell victim to this. It was not supposed to go as far as it did. So the day I found out, I had called Amber, and I'm like, so how long has this been going on? I didn't tell her who I was. Obviously, I was calling from Erica's phone. She just spilled it. She was crying. I'm like, that with all of this stuff that I have, all these texts, all these pictures, this would be a circus for you. Like, I could, really make things really difficult for you if I wanted to.
I think you should. I think you should make things difficult because, in case you don't know, Valentine's wife, Amberlynn, forced Beck in renal failure to drive her around and stole all of her earnings that Beck made. Beck made a bunch of earnings during the live streams where they appeared in the live streams. Amberlynn got paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Beck did not see a dime of that. Time to expose people that treat others badly. Also, here's another example of, not me, not Kermit Kaboom, that's not my name, Wilbur Bob, none of those are my names. Not me, not Karina telling you that Amberlynn is incredibly manipulative. Here's two different people. This woman says that this is one of the most manipulative people that she's seen. What a surprise.
Look, this is it. Stop contacting my wife, this is it. Just be done. Don't message her anymore. So then she started messaging her, and I didn't know that until recently, after Erica had already blocked her number, blocked her everything. Apparently, she was still trying to have a relationship with Erica after all of that. Block me and then unblock me. Like, who wants to stay with someone like that? Like, how desperate do you have to be trying to chase after a married woman? Me and Erica have been married for 9 years. 9 years. And we're both normal people. We're not just both normal people. So when I found out that Amberlynn had been trying to contact Erica, I called her, and it was on the 4th of July. And I'm like, what else do I not know? Like, I specifically told you, do not contact. No means no. In the first conversation, she's like, oh, as much as, it's, crazy to say, I still want to remain friends with her. Like, are you serious? You want to remain friends with my wife who you just had an affair with, and you're literally telling me this to my face? Like,
the absolute embarrassment that I have for Amberlynn, the audacity to get on the phone with a woman's wife that you have been having an affair with for almost a year and beg her, oh, can I still be friends with your wife even though I horribly betrayed you? And I totally understand that Valentine clearly, you know, did the same. Like, Valentine admitted her fault, but at the end of the day, a lot of things happen in a person's marriage, okay? And my opinion is, yeah, Valentine needs to take responsibility, which she has in this video and every video that I've heard her talk in. When is Anne Boleyn going to take responsibility? Can you imagine how much you must think of yourself that you would get on the phone with someone's wife that you've been having an affair with her, with her partner, and say, well, I still want to be friends? I think Anne Boleyn has this obsession with wanting to be friends with everyone she's ever talked to so she can actually have friends. There's nothing wrong with having no friends. There is something wrong with lying about it.
What kind of person does that? I really appreciate the fact that she calls me the crazy ex-wife. That's great. She knew I was never really an ex. I still lived in the house. She knew about our relationship the whole time, as you'll see when you hear the phone call. I really just don't appreciate being victimized over and over and over. You really need to stop talking to people on the internet that you don't know, because you don't know these people. And lo and behold, she was talking to AKA Tommy the entire time she was talking to Erica. 16 hours after I caught the whole thing, Tommy was already with a plane ticket ready to... So she was having multiple different relationships with multiple different people. I kind of see as Tommy also a victim. Tommy probably has no idea that Erica was even a thing the entire time they were talking. Oh, and by the way, let me add, I did not harass Amberlynn. The first phone call, she called me.
It's a wild shaka. You have absolutely the audacity to call the woman that you've been seeing's wife. Why? And also, there's your proof for the billionth time. How many years did I tell you that she is always, always, always talking to other women while she is dating somebody? So Valentine's wife just confirmed that Anne Boleyn was talking to Tommy the entire time that she was talking to Valentine and dating Valentine. There's your proof. She has always been the same cheater. She always was. Anne Boleyn, you know that you're caught. You know that you have no proof to back up your terrible actions. I understand that it is wrong for Valentine to have done this while in a marriage, and she has apologized for it. However, how come so many people that I see don't want to say that Anne Boleyn is a homewrecker and pushed for these two to get a divorce? Unbelievable.
Since she can't get to Erica, she's just gonna... This is her way of trying to get retribution on that whole situation. I haven't watched any of the videos. This was from an anonymous source that was kind of the whistleblower on this whole situation, because I had no idea that any of this was going on. All I know is I got contacted today by one of the whistleblowers, and then lo and behold, there I am everywhere on everything, just out here trying to live a normal life, unlike some people who are sitting on their couch. Amberlynn had an imaginary relationship with a person that she absolutely did not know, and now she's just using that to make money. And how she has subscribers.
Well, Anne Boleyn Reid had an imaginary girlfriend from the internet that she did not know, and now she's using it to make money. There were no more truer words that were ever spoken by a Kermit. Okay, so all I can say is thank you so much to Apathetic Facts, who is another MVP, most valuable player, who literally, talked to Valentine and her wife. And I think that this situation speaks for itself. Anne Boleyn pretended that she had a girlfriend, like I told you. It was a fake relationship. It was not a relationship that she was presenting it to be. That is what I mean by it was a fake relationship. It was a relationship where Anne Boleyn was pretending it was one way, but it was another. You literally facilitated and pushed for these two women to divorce. And while I do not think that what Valentine did was good, it is wrong to troll people, and she apologized for it. I think Amber's behavior is 20 times worse. Okay, so girls, brace yourselves. There's going to be a part 3. Please, everybody, go subscribe to and check out Oh Lordy It's Jordy and Apathetic Facts, link down below. There's going to be a part 3, and you're not ready for this. I promise you're not ready. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments. Kermit's dislikes down below. I'm going to link part 1 somewhere here so you could go take a look. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me. Amberlynn, my advice to you, apologize